I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money.
It is definitely dividing the gaming landscape. And when I say that, I mean, there's people who are actually quite upset that this game exists. They're like, you know, we keep saying that they don't need to make giant AAA big budget games. We'd like them to make smaller games so that way maybe they could have more releases in a franchise more frequently. I mean, right now we had God of War 2018 and then God of War, when was Ragnarok? Like 2022? Now how long do we have to wait for the next one? Right? So he's taking forever. So, hey, it's a good idea to have maybe smaller games in between, right? Great. So this one comes out, and now the entire gaming community is like, wow, this game, why did they make it? We're very upset. So what it is, if you don't know, it is a prequel, okay? This is not modern-day Kratos. This isn't even Kratos from the PlayStation 2 era. This is Kratos as a kid. Him and his brother, Deimos, I believe, and it's a story of them as they were becoming Spartans, as basically teenagers. So they are gaining abilities, leveling up, and it's supposed to be prequel lore. And yes, it's actually supposed to be a canon to the story. Like, it is in line with the rest of the story of God of War. The thing is, it plays absolutely positively nothing like God of War in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't feel like a God of War game. And even the design and the gameplay elements and the atmosphere are nothing like God of War. You know what I mean? Nothing. It's not. It's very much a different tone. It feels like this is before all the chaotic stuff happened in the God of War franchise. So that could be very off-putting if you know what God of War is and you're used to what this franchise has always been, to now play this game and be like, well, what the hell is this, right? It doesn't feel like God of War. You're right. I don't think it's meant to be. It's meant to be a prequel story, but also a pretty decent Metroidvania. So I'm like 3 hours into this game, all right? And from what people have said, basically, if you get further in, the game's okay. Like, I don't think there's anyone who's playing God of War Sons of Sparta and is like, we are blown away. This is the best game ever made. You know, like, for me, as I was playing the game, I was like, okay, I see you get a new platforming ability. Ooh, we got a new combat ability, you know? And it was nice because, for example, early on, we're fighting, and it's like way too simple, I felt. And then all of a sudden, I learned to parry and to counterattack and to do charge combo attacks and to do this and to do that. And then I actually, near the end of the stream, I did a gauntlet challenge of combat. And it was actually pretty fun to do, to overcome the gauntlet challenge. So it's fine. All right. But basically what people are saying who are further in than me is it never really breaks the mold. It never really feels like an original game. It does feel like it's just take the God of War lore and throw it into a Metroidvania. But, for example, I'm playing Hollow Knight right now, okay? And I have played Silksong back in the fall, and essentially what people are saying is, oh, yeah, those games are far superior to this God of War Sons of Sparta. This game is okay. It's passable. It's mid, per se. But it's nothing to write home about. It really feels like a game that they dropped because they wanted to at least drop something this year and say that it was God of War 20th anniversary related, and they had nothing else. I think that's pretty sad. Like, when you hit a big milestone and it's supposed to be, hold on, I'm stretching my back, and it's supposed to be like a flagship franchise for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be honest, Sony doesn't have a lot of tentpole flagship franchises anymore. They've retired most of them. God of War is definitely still one of them. So why not do something? You know, it's very bizarre. Same thing with Bethesda and Fallout, where they don't really have any games they're putting out right now besides their stupid MMOs. You know, and now it's like, oh, Fallout TV show's coming out. What did they put out to coincide with that? Nothing. Nothing. No, we don't put anything out. What are you talking about? You know? So I definitely feel like this was an attempt to just drop something and say, oh, look, God of War, okay, the 20th anniversary is over. It's not bad, though. My problem with the game, to be honest, is the price tag. $30 for a mid Metroidvania. Now, to be fair, I don't actually know how long the game is, okay? It could be as long as Hollow Knight. It could be like a 20, $30 experience. The thing is, Hollow Knight's cheaper than this. Like Hollow Knight Silk Song, which I believe, and I could be wrong here, I believe that Hollow Knight Silk Song is a best-in-class release. It actually is the best Metroidvania game ever made when it comes to the amount of content, the amount of versatility, the world design, the story, everything, right? I think it's the best one. So how can they charge $20 for Silk Song, but then Sony says, oh, we're going to charge $30 for our mid-God of War Metroidvania? It doesn't make sense in scale, does it? Quite frankly, I think what's happening here is exactly what happened when Baldur's Gate 3 came out, is a game comes out that's so good and has so much value for the dollar that now all the other game devs are put to shame. And that's what's happening. Here you go, Sony, which should, by all rights, be putting out the best-in-class games, puts out a game that's not even as good as the competitor, and it's more expensive. So basically what's happening is the gaming community is saying, it's not bad. We're not going to crap on the game, but at the same time, Sony should have done better for Kratos' 20th anniversary. Like, they should have put out something that maybe was more God of War related than a Metroidvania that doesn't follow the tone of God of War, and that the game should have been much better. You know, if you're going to put the effort in to do this, then actually go full-fledged. Actually make it an amazing, groundbreaking game, rather than just a game that feels kind of like, okay, well, it's not bad, but they could have put more effort in. A shame that that's what the game turned out to be. So here's the thing. I played God of War, Sons of Sparta on Friday. I thought it was okay. And I ended the stream saying it's good, it's passable, but I don't really feel like it's as good as Hollow Knight, which I'm playing right now. So what do you guys think I should do? And to be honest, more people very much said, just keep playing Hollow Knight and forget this game. You know, a few people said, do play this game, but balance it and never play it the same day as Hollow Knight. Well, that's a given, right? There's no way in one day I would play two different Metroidvania games. But I have to kind of admit the timing is bad for me, because if I hadn't been playing Hollow Knight, I might have actually tried, to go into this game further. But I think that's the problem, is I already have Hollow Knight. So because I have Hollow Knight, what am I going to do? Drop the game that I'm halfway into and having a blast with, and I have a dedicated audience who support it and show up and engage it, and say, oh, we're going to do this other one because it's the flavor of the month. It just came out. So, yeah, here's the thing. I leave it in your hands, but when we ended that stream on Friday, there was no call or clamor for me to continue playing it. And that's okay. Again, I want you to understand something. 2026 is going to be a very different year than previous gaming years. And what I mean by that is because I'm doing so well, thanks to you, we can buy a game like that. Try it for one stream, give it a go, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We don't play it again. Or we could put it on the back burner and decide to bring it back later in the future. But we definitely don't have to just say, well, I spent the money on it, now we have to play it. Because that's what it used to be. I used to be like, well, everything that I spend money on, we have to play because it was a commitment, and, I don't have a lot of money. No, it's the opposite now. I could do whatever we want. Play 10 indie games a week, play a big AAA game, and drop it if we don't like it. Dude, it's fine. So I'm totally okay with saying, hey, God of War, don't play it again. And what's hilarious is these morons now that say things like wage quit. The stream did well, actually. The stream actually did really, really well. And, you might say, well, you might want to continue that playthrough because the stream did well. Yeah, but at the end of the stream, everyone was telling me they didn't want to see it again. You see? That's why I don't think that we should. So you guys let me know what you think. I would like feedback. But in general, after having played it Friday, it didn't seem like there was desire to play it again. And so therefore, I'm not in any rush. Okay? Today we're playing Hollow Knight. I think that makes more sense. It makes more sense for us to play Hollow Knight, a game that everyone's enjoying and wants more of right now, than to force feed you a God of War Metroidvania that not everyone's too crazy for. Okay? Cool. Let's do some quick shout outs. We have Free JT Money